Hi guys, it's been a long time. We've seen some health issues. I even had some eye surgery. I was having cataracts, and fortunately, it was just cataracts. So I'm healing well. So I'm hoping to also have some energy and get some videos going. I'm going to start a different track today. I do plan to continue the Flight of the Garuda and some of the other things, but I'm going to start a series on the mandala of the Buddha families, or the mandala and the Buddha families, however you might interpret that. There's two different angles to go from there. And today I'm going to talk very briefly about just the mandala principle itself, which is probably the most useful aspect. There are some technical aspects we'll talk about, but the mandala principle means that our world, our whole world, is a mandala, or the mandala. Our world being, obviously what's in front, back, top. One master calls it our bubble. It's a perceptual bubble. It's what our senses convey to us, and where we live, where our body is, and it's always centered in our body because the senses are centered on the head primarily. So that's what the world is. When you see the design, and I'll try to add that to the presentation, design of one central circle with 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the top being the top or the center being the top. So we got north, south, east, west, and in Tibetan tradition, by the way, the north is this way. It's my right is here, so it's north, east, south, west, as it appears graphically in the mandala, and then the center. So originally the mandala was a representation, I believe, of a castle or a fortress where the god, in the Buddha sense, the high Buddha, celestial Buddha, would dwell, and there is different mandalas for different Buddhas and so on. So as we look at this, we're dwelling in a celestial palace with 4 gates. At each gate is one of the Buddhas, and we are at the center, so to speak. Or actually, we occupy all the 5 places. We generate our world along with ourselves as a sacred world, which, for example, Shambhala, Shambhala tradition speaks about quite a lot. I'm not steeped in that tradition, but there is a sense of sacred world, and the sadhanas where you, create a space, visualize the Buddha, identify with the deity, and then dissolve the visualization is a way to connect with that actual reality. The fiction is we often have felt that we're a separate little body, skin encapsulated, as believe Alan Watts started that term, separated from many, many objects that don't work together in our world. And this presents a vision of a creative world created by ourselves, or whatever ourselves truly is, which is not ego, it's not the little self. All one. And of course it's all one in awareness. As you begin to study more deeply, you realize that anything you see, taste, touch, hear, it all is through mind. And without mind there'd be no experience. Without experience there's no world, there's no you. So that's the mandala principle basically. And it orients us in the world as we are the sacred deity, or the sacred divinity in the sacred world. And when you practice sadhana, particularly, this comes through. It's an interesting principle to keep in mind. I believe there are things like systems theory in modern science, and the whole replicating the what do you call it? It's not chaos theory, but the whole issue of whole theory of fractal theory, that the small and the large reflect. So you could have a mandala of 4 Buddhas. Each of the 4 Buddhas has 4 mandalas. Each of those 4 mandalas have 4 mandalas ad infinitum, as above, so below, except there really is no above and no below. So anyway, I'll leave you with that. A little bit of a confused presentation there, but if you grasp the principle, there'll be other presentations. We'll talk about the mandala itself as a formal entity, and also about the 5 Buddha families, or 5 Buddha clans, which represent expressions of our being, both when it's distorted for lack of space, the ignorant, the mandala of ignorance, of ego, as well as in space when these energies manifest, they unfold in enlightened space. I leave you with that, and may your practice be well. Tashidale.